I'm sure the camera ain't going to do it justice, but man, that horizon right after sunset sure is pretty today. You city folks just don't get to see something like that every day, do you? Man, I walked out the door this morning and I could see my breath in the air. And no, it's not because I didn't brush my teeth this morning. That cold front that come through Sunday afternoon took full effect. It was about 60 degrees when I walked outside. Virtually no humidity. Oh man, it just, whoo. Boy, it got my blood pumping. Summer might finally be just about to an end. My favorite time of the year is upon us. Man, I can't wait for those days where you start out in a light jacket and then by 10, 11 o'clock you're back in short sleeves, high temperature, mid 70s. Man, I live for those types of days. Don't get me wrong, that like today out here, that sun's still pretty hot. But at least we got lower humidity and lower temperatures, so while I'm loving it, my cotton crop, it's slowing down the maturity of my cotton crop. Really not too happy about that, but we can't really have it both ways. But we're not done with the hot weather. This is probably more like a temporary reprieve, but hopefully our hottest and sweatiest days are behind us for this year anyway. Hopefully we're gonna have a big day today. We got about 20-25 acres left on this farm. We got 30 acres across the road, and then we'll finally have to take our header off and move on up into Madison County. I really expect our yields to fall off after we get done with this farm. We're gonna be swapping varieties of that Pioneer 1847. It's a racehorse variety and it's planted on some good ground. But we saw this year, it just doesn't have any guts whatsoever, and we thought we'd seen a lot of blank stock so far, not having any ears on them. It's going to be even worse when we get to that 1847. So we're just about done with our good corn, or relatively good corn for the year anyway.
Just been doing the same thing. Look at today, isn't this beautiful? Another gorgeous day, low humidity. That is the second truck of the day, and we have no aflatoxin, so far just one truck, which is really good. I think that's all I got right now. I'm trying to get caught up because we're gonna move to a different county, and then the trucks will be a little bit longer to get to out there, so I need to hustle my butt today.
Well, this morning before we came to the field, we had the opportunity to meet with a group of about 20 to 30 people from Indigo Ag who came by our farm to hear what we've been doing with regenerative ag, cover crops, soil health, all that kind of stuff. As a company, they're real big on promoting those sorts of practices and learning more about it. And in fact, one of the branches of Indigo Ag is Indigo Carbon. And what Indigo Carbon does is it collects carbon credits from farmers and sells them to companies so that these companies can claim that they're reducing their carbon footprint, becoming more carbon neutral, etc. And I talked a little bit in the past about carbon markets and how I think they can be useful. I think they can really be a good source of potential income, revenue stream for farmers. These carbon markets are not without their problems. In fact, I participated last year in the Indigo Carbon program, and the amount I was paid for the carbon credits was not even remotely close to being worth the time of going to report all of our practices field by field etc. And all of that is because in order to qualify for these programs, you have to show that you're adopting new practices. And well, we adopted about the maximum number of practices a person can do to sequester carbon, and from around 2015 to 2017. So, realistically, I'm not sequestering any more new carbon from the atmosphere. We're still sequestering a lot of carbon, but it can't be claimed as a new practice that I'm cleaning up the atmosphere, and thus that carbon cannot be sold as a carbon credit to companies who are wanting to show, progress in sequestering more carbon. So anyway, I got a chance to really showcase our practices, what we believe in, the foundations of what I believe is going to be our success and profitability long term, but also got the chance to, really talk about, my concerns and problems that I've got with the way these carbon markets are structured now. Now, will it lead to any kind of improvements in the future? I mean, I don't really know because, Indigo Ag is not the one that sets the policies for these carbon markets. There's kind of an industry standard, and Indigo is just one of several companies that are participating in these carbon markets. But hopefully, changes can be made. I was really glad for the ability to make my voice heard, not only promoting our practices and how I think, our practices are going to be necessary in the future, not only for farms to be profitable, but also to fulfill the demand of the consumers who are wanting the products they buy to be sourced with more sustainable practices and wanting to be able to have a closer tie to the farm. So not only am I proud for the ability to farm, to do what we do, to learn everything that we learn, I'm also grateful for opportunities like this to meet with these companies and hopefully be able to influence and shape, policy and rules and regulations going forward. We're also really grateful for the opportunity that we have to educate other people about what we do and why we do it, not only with these companies, but, just like this YouTube channel that you're watching right now. We're really grateful for the opportunity to be able to express our voice and really showcase the things that we are passionate about and believe in. But overall, it was a really great meeting with them. Only took a couple hours out of my time, caused to get just a little bit later start getting harvested corn, but for something as important as that, I thought it was well worth the time invested. All right, well, we got about another round left on this farm, then we'll be heading across the road, changing varieties, see just how bad that next variety is going to be. I'm really kind of scared to go over there and find out. Well, this aflatoxin testing's kind of getting on my nerves. Here we are, done with this farm, got pretty much a full load, and can't go to the next farm until Kelly gets back with the truck so we can get unloaded. I sure am glad we don't have to do this every single year. Problem is, it takes a while. You gotta get the sample, you gotta grind it, you gotta, shake it up, mix it with a solution, measure it out, put your test strip in, then wait for your test strip to react, and sometimes it can take 20, 25 minutes for whatever reason to get the result back. Other times it can happen real quick. I really don't know why, but kind of getting a little aggravating. Finally. Now get your auger up and be ready to dump as soon as she comes to a stop. Because we keep track of everything that comes off the farm with the scales on the grain cart there. I gotta wait until he gets the fuzzy unloaded before I can put mine on there so we got an accurate weight.
Okay, here we go again. Truck number 3 for the day, I think. And I left my bucket in the shop. Alright, got my trusty bucket back. Forgot it because I was in a hurry. Going to very scientific method to collecting this corn. Very scientific. Looks like our neighbors are shelling as well. So more trucks on the road. Joy. That guy that drives that red truck, he's crazy. All right, just like Jill, I have my pail and we're gonna go test this one and see what it comes out to be. And then dump it and go back to the fields. We're negative, but just want to show you how clean this is. Look at this. It's probably some of the cleanest corn I've seen so far. That is really nice. No trash in there. Looks decent. It's running high moisture at about 21 or so, but look, it's clean. That's beautiful. That's what we want on a good year.
Got one of my favorite landlords sitting over there in the back porch of his house, old Roy. He's the one that helps us out on the farm, plants some cover crops for me, cuts cotton stalks, come by and sees me. Yeah, Roy is a retired farmer himself. Him and his brothers used to farm this land. They did some row crops way back when, but they're the last probably 20 years or so they farmed. They were pretty much cattle and hay operation. He's about like a little kid. He likes driving his tractor about as much as a little kid does, though. Kelly, did you see the Facebook post from today about the free Tyson chicken giveaway over there in Humboldt?
No, but I can only imagine that the line was about 6 miles long.
You're pretty close to right. It was all the way from the railroad tracks to Main Street is what I saw. Anyway, they better go ahead and get all the free chicken they can this year, because after this corn crop, I have my doubts on how much chicken Tyson will be able to give away next year.
It's a tax write-off, man. They'll keep giving it away.
Maybe so, but they might have. After this corn.
Their Facebook post says, free Tyson product giveaway, Tuesday, 9/13, starts at 10 a.m. Drive-through for free product, but come in and apply for jobs with great benefits.
Maybe so, but unless they start buying corn from out of state, they're going to have to cut back on the chicken population for this coming up year.
Oh, you should read the comments. It's absolutely gold.
Yeah, I've already seen them.
They should have organized this better. They were letting people cut in line. It's free food!
Yeah, and it's Humboldt. If there's one thing that people in Humboldt know how to do right, it's cut line. I faced that line cutting problem all throughout school when I was going there.
Somebody actually complained. Well, last time I went, it was sausage and chicken wings. That ain't worth it. It's free food!
Hey, you're way too close to the trailer. You need to be dumping on the strap closest to you, not the other strap. Well, Kelly, maybe if you're lucky, whenever you start hauling corn to Tyson come December, maybe they'll be standing out there and handing out boxes of free chicken to all the people hauling the corn in.
That's a laugh and a half.
Yeah, when it comes time to settle up with them, I want to tell them, I'm ready for my check, and I'd like to have at least one box of chicken. You know, you giving all this chicken away, you can give us one box.
Just totally comment on there, like, so what about the farmers hauling corn to feed the chickens? Do we get our day? Anybody? Anyone?
Yeah, it'd be a pretty nice gesture if they would deliver a box of frozen chicken breasts to the field.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't turn down some chicken breasts because they are freaking high dollar at the store right now. I think a pack of chicken breasts are $19.
Oh, wow. It'd make for a good photo op anyway.
That's all you hear about, a photo op? I hear about food.
I talking about a photo op for them.
Yeah, I don't think they think that far ahead.
You know, it's the least they could do. I mean, they stole my only full-time employee.
You mean?
Hey, you see this nice big flat bottom? You know, based upon the other ground that we've harvested, when we get into some places with some deep soils, I mean, we've been seeing excellent yields with the other varieties, you know, anywhere from 180 to 200 bushels per acre. So you kind of expect this field to be doing the same. Nope, not doing it. You know, we just got into our Pioneer 1847, which is a racehorse super high yielding variety, if it doesn't encounter any stress, which it did this year. So if we'd had another variety on this field, it'd probably be doing a whole lot better. As it is, if we didn't have that refuge variety on 3 out of every 12 rows, a Pioneer 1870, it'd be doing a whole lot worse. And a lot of that yield is coming from that Pioneer 1870 because it's got a lot better stress tolerance than 1847 does. Anyway, this is the last one.
Dogger. Don't go just yet.
Anyway, this is the last variety we've got cut this year, and it's going to be definitely lower yields than what it should have been from here on out. All right, done with all the corn in Crockett County. We'll make our way about 5 miles up the road into Madison County. Maybe if I get lucky, the old corn crop up here will surprise me a little bit. Definitely not counting on it though. And in case you're wondering, ever since my accident, yeah, I'm still a little skittish driving the combine down the road. I mean, really, I'm a little more skittish in all of our equipment, but especially the combine, because, I mean, this thing just bounces so daggum much, and it seems like our roads just keep getting worse and worse every year. So, yeah, I'm always a little skittish when we got to move this thing down the road. I most definitely have my seatbelt on at the moment though, and do every time I go down the road in the combine. Especially get to blind curves like this right here. Just always a little nervous about what's coming around the bend, just like that. Luckily, fortunately, they was doing a very moderate pace, and not running like a banshee like a lot of people do on this road. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, man.
You know, since we're up here close to Jackson, you know what that means, don't you?
That means you can take your happy butt down to Five Guys and get your own daggum food.
You read my mind. We've definitely been married a few years.
How am I going to do that? I'm in the position where I have to take the truck back, so you're going to have to go get it yourself.
I just wanted to get your permission before I thought about doing it, dear.
Why would you need my permission? You're a grown man. You want to go get food, go get food.
You know what? I just might. Get me some Five Guys tonight.
If you're going to go, though, you better bring something back, because I always bring you something back. And half the time you do go, you don't bring anybody anything.
Because you don't like eating where I go eat at. So what would you like from Five Guys? I'll be more than happy to bring you something.
I wouldn't mind at number 3.
I wouldn't mind if somebody would load my truck so I can go.
Still, she ain't giving me no answer. I'm still waiting, Kelly. It wasn't a difficult question.
Guess I'll let you know if you actually go.
I guess that depends on how fast you get back with an empty truck so we can get this farm done. Oh.
For one, I'm not going over the speed limit. For two, people around here suck at driving, and I got passed up in the curve by a truck in the curve. So my nerves are still a little shot. I will drive safely to the bins. I will dump. I will test. I will come back very safely. So however long that takes me.
You better test before you don't.
I would say something, but there's a child that used to live in our house. You know, they can hear everything, so it's gonna be nice for now.
You gonna act like I didn't hurt the worst.
I mean, y'all heard it. She said she was going to dump, then test. I mean, y'all heard it. I'm not making this stuff up.
To the
the bins. I will dump. I will test. I will.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Well, this corn's yielding acceptably well, all things considered, except if I had a different variety in here, it would really be doing good. This variety right here, for the similar type of ground where we had our other varieties, is doing about 60 to 70 bushels an acre less than what the last variety, what we were seeing in good spots of the field. You know, down here in this bottom, it should be a whole lot higher than what it is, but it's hard to get my yield monitor to go above about 160 to 170. And that's on the high side. Most time it's up around 140 to 150. Whereas we were seeing, you know, 225 plus with the other varieties we planted when we got in good spots like this. And we can tell it's a good spot because this is 118 day corn, and you can see there's still a little bit of green there in the leaves. That means this spot really didn't hurt for moisture, but I think the heat really did a number on this variety as far as taking a lot of the top end off the yields here. They say that's what we're running right now. If it's a different variety, you know, I just will expect that to be 225 plus. You know, a variety that handles stress better than what this racehorse variety does. So that's why a lot of your yield really boils down to getting proper variety selection. And for this year, I did not really have proper variety selection. It's gonna be another pretty sunset. I think we're gonna call it an early night. We're just about done with this other 30-acre farm we got moved to up here in Madison County. Like, I don't know, about another 3 or 4 acres. Here about dark, gonna start getting damp soon. These stalks still pretty green in places. So rather than moving and starting another farm, this will be a good stopping point for today. Tomorrow's gonna be a little bit of an interesting day. We're gonna get to our last farm that we got, but that's where I've got my University of Tennessee and Pioneer variety trials, and let me tell you, they're gonna be bad. They might have to bring a scale out that weighs in grams in order to get an accurate measurement, because weighing in pounds, some of those plots, I don't think there's enough grain in them to get 1 or 2 pounds of grain. But we'll find out. We'll definitely find out which varieties have got good stress tolerance, that's for dang sure. Overall though, we've had to move to 2 different farms. We've had a dang good day. We're gonna wind up getting about 80 acres done today. That last farm's got 110 acres on it though. There ain't no way we're gonna get done tomorrow, but we don't have any problems. Hopefully get through midday on Thursday. And then one thing that's been causing me the most heartburn all year long will be done. But in other news, other than that one load of corn yesterday that tested positive for aflatoxin, thankfully everything is returned back to normal, and haven't had any other thing test positive. We did have a second load test positive initially, and then after Kelly let the test read a little while longer, the second line appeared on the tester, so it wound up testing negative. So really fortunate that everything else is tested negative. So I was really starting to get worried there that we might have a bunch of corn that we can't get rid of. Now this piece of ground here is probably the stoutest ground I've got out of everything I've farmed, just this little piece here. And this variety should be blowing the doors off yield. And I mean, you see it right there. If I had another variety here, I guarantee you it'd be doing close to 250 bushels. I mean, that's pitiful for this spot of ground. I'm probably still going to plant a little bit of this variety next year, just because in the past, I mean, it has really done fantastic on good ground. This is kind of a one-year aberration. But I'm definitely going to be real careful about the ground I do put it on next year, that it's got to be some good, deep soil. Otherwise, it's just a little too risky. Anyway, we're going to get these last few passes done, get the combine blown off again, get it ready to go tomorrow. Nah, I don't think I'm going to go to Five Guys. Our service truck is acting up a little bit. Plus, I'm going to be covered in corn dust and itchy and nasty, and I just want to get home, take a shower. There'll be plenty of other nights I can go get me some Five Guys. So, anyway, see y'all back here in the morning. Oh, not what we needed. I didn't have my camera going, but Kelly hollered on the radio. She thinks she blew a tire out.
It's not a tire, but this thing is limping like it's a tire.
You'll be fine. Just slow down a little and get it to the field here to where I can take a look at it.